So, this is probably just gonna be like a quickie little vlog just to share, but I'm honestly kind of proud of myself for taking the initiative and actually doing a thing for once. And actually twice in the same week. Almost within 24 hours of each other. So, for me, that's a big deal. So, the first one was, oh, I guess it's more than 24 hours, but, couple days apart then, but still. Um, the first one, many of you know, I have gone without a valid ID card for literally years. I think mine ran out in like 2010 or something. Actually, my purse is right here. Let's find out when the old one ran out. I won't show you guys because it has my address on it, but my old one, where is it? Because I didn't throw it out or anything. I still kept it, but, is that it? No, it's a library card. Hold on. There it is. This expired in, where is it? Yeah, 2012. So, for like 5 years, I have not had a valid ID card. Not proud of that, didn't plan on that, wasn't really banking on that being a thing for this long, but I freaking hated my old ID card picture. It was when my hair was short, which, I mean, I love when I have my hair short, but that particular time, the parts on the sides were short and my ears were sticking out where they could be really visibly seen, which they stick out bad, and that's not a cute look. So between that and the fact that I like smiled for my ID card picture, which apparently is a thing people don't do, I didn't know that, so I smiled for mine. I didn't care. I kind of looked like a deranged Christmas elf. And I was always embarrassed showing this picture to anyone when I had to, like, be carded for anything, or just anybody wanted to compare, like, terrible ID card pictures. I always won. Yeah, I was like, I am not gonna just blindly renew that and keep using that picture any longer than I have to. So I figured it would be no big deal to get my dad to just, like, bring me down to the DMV and get a new picture taken and just do it that way. Except he didn't want to do that. And it ran out, and I was stubborn, and I didn't renew it for so long to where apparently the DMV, after so and so many years, must dump your files, because when I did finally just try to throw in the towel and just renew it, like they had sent me a letter for on the website, they claimed not to know who the hell I was. Cute. So fine. I decided, who really needs one? I mean, I don't go to bars. I don't really need it. I don't get carded for stuff. I'm not going anywhere on a plane. I can get by without an ID card, probably. Yeah, that's a terrible move because, okay, on those things, sure, don't really need them, but here's what you do. Employment opportunities. Yeah, I kind of forgot about that. Even just for online jobs, plenty of them require you to hold up your ID card near your face so they can verify that you are who you say you are. And without having one, yeah, there was plenty of jobs that I otherwise probably would have been qualified to do online that I couldn't do because I didn't have an ID card. And basically, I have been skating by on blind luck of not really needing it. But over about the past year, I've run into more and more instances where it's like, I really need one. Like back when my bank account got robbed last year, frankly, it was only because the people at the bank knew me so well because of my dad that they were even able to help me. But had I needed to like close my account and open a new one, I would have just been hosed. I wouldn't have been able to open a new one, and I would have been completely sunk. All because I didn't have an ID card. That should have been the fire under me needed to go get one back then, but for some reason wasn't. But it was still a financial thing that spurred it this time. One of my Etsy sales for some reason, PayPal decided to like hold the payment as pending indefinitely and said that it was for security reasons. And I'm thinking, oh shit. I literally had just the day before watched a video on somebody's horror story of a problem they had with PayPal keeping their funds in limbo for like 6 damn months before finally giving them their money, and it was all bad, and they had to jump through hoops to get it, and this, that, and the other. They had to show like their ID card, they had to show like utility bills, they had to show like this, that, and the other just to prove who they were. So I was like, if they need any of that, I am fucked. So I called their customer service line and inquired about this, not mentioning that I didn't have a valid ID or anything, but it was just like I blatantly laid it out on the line of, here's the situation. I've never seen that message pop up before. I've had this account for 13 years and I've never seen that pop up before. What's going on? I didn't change anything on my end, because sometimes it can be like spurred off by like if somebody gets married and changes their name on it, that can set it off and cause a whole host of problems, things like that. But I didn't change anything on my end, so what's going on here? Like, is there anything I need to do or to provide? Is there a problem on my end? Is it a problem on the other person's end? Like, what's going on? Basically said that literally any transaction could potentially be held for review like that for security reasons. Although sometimes, like this one, they were just chosen at random. There was no real good reason other than it was supposedly at random. But that no, there was nothing I needed to do. The problem was not on my end. My account is in good standing. There's no limits on my account. There's just, nothing on my end was a problem. It was just randomly chosen, and that probably within like the next 2 days it would be released and I'd be able to transfer my funds, which, sure enough, today I got my money in my bank account. We're all good. So, fine. But it was enough to scare the crap out of me. Like, dude, if it had been a problem on my end, I would be so screwed. So I was like, alright, you know what? Fine. Fuck it. We're gonna do this. So, went to the DMV website, looked at what are the requirements that I need for getting an ID card. Thankfully, nothing too crazy. Sucks that the price went up. I'm not going for the real ID, which is going to be required as of 2020 if you want to board a plane, but I'll probably have to get one later on down the road at some point there. But for now, I was like, I'm going with the cheaper one, which is just a regular ID card. Just to have something that's valid, as you do, so that things like this won't have to scare the crap out of me. If things come up, I will have something usable. So I went to schedule an appointment with the DMV, so I hopefully won't have to like sit there and wait all day. Unfortunately, the soonest they had is like a month away, but you know what? I took a big step and I accepted it. So in about a month, I'll be going to the DMV and getting a damn ID card. No excuses, no bailing on this shit. Just doing this. It's happening. No more bullcrap. So that's exciting, I guess. That was a huge step for me because I have fought this tooth and nail for 5 frigging years, and now I'm like, that wasn't so bad. Why did I do that? I don't know why I did that. I mean, the worst part of it will be the actual going to the frickin' DMV part of it. Not that it's hard, just I'm a frickin' agoraphobe, so that just freaks me out, but I will suck it up on this one thing. I will go do the thing. I will get my ID, and life will be good. I should have had one years ago. I don't know why I didn't do it, but I didn't. Now I will. It's all good. Or will be, anyway, once I have it. Don't have it yet, but, so just saying, that was a big step for me, and it'll hopefully open doors for me just to have it. So that was the first big scary thing that I did. The second one is nowhere even near comparable. It's so tiny. It shouldn't have scared me to do it, but just the uncertainty of I've never done this before scared the crap out of me. But Those of you who are familiar with Bath and Body Works policies on their satisfaction guaranteed thing, if you are unsatisfied with a scent of anything of theirs, as long as you have used less than one half of the product, you can bring it back to any store, even without a receipt, and you can exchange it for a comparable product. Like, in this case, it was a foaming soap. I could just go there and exchange it for another foaming soap, free of charge. I have known about this for freaking years. And yet, until today, I never took advantage of that because for some reason, the concept of this scared me. Not even the going there. No, that didn't scare me. Just feeling like I'm somehow inconveniencing the people working there. I don't know. Scared me. So I just never did. Like, back in the days when I still collected pocketbacks, honestly, there are so many of those I would have exchanged if I had just been able to bring myself to go there and do the thing. But I didn't, so I got stuck with a lot of sucky ones I hated. Now, when it comes to, like, their other products, though, that I've bought over the years, there have been lots of ones I was just kind of on the fence about, but I mean, they're usable. They weren't my faves, but they're usable, I guess. But in shopping there since probably like 2008-ish or so, I finally hit one that was so bad I could not deal. And it was not even from this last semi-annual sale, it was from the one before it. It was the Mediterranean Blue Waters, I want to say? Blue Seas or Blue Waters. Regardless, it was from that like Parisian collection they did. And the packaging was so cute, and I feel like when I did one of my Bath & Body Works hauls, I even showed it off and was commenting on how cute it was. I adored it. It was my favorite shade of blue. I loved everything about it. I finally got around to opening and using that one earlier this week. And while actively washing my hands with it, it was fine. And then it dried. Oh my god. That thing. I thought I was losing my damn mind at first. But it smelled like a combination of marijuana, cigarette ashtrays, and like somebody had thrown a single flower on top of it. That's not a good combo. And it made me gag, it made me nauseous, it gave me a headache, I could not deal with it. I figured I'd give it a couple more shots and see if maybe it got better. It didn't. It got more and more obnoxious to me every time I used it. I was like, okay, I can't deal with this. So I asked Kimmy if she wanted to try it, because if she liked it, I would happily give it to her. And while she was washing her hands, same thing. Oh, this isn't so bad. And then it dried and, oh god, I see what you're talking about. Oh, that's nasty. I was like, right? Okay, it's not just me. She was like, do you want to, like, go exchange it? I was like, you know what? Yeah. Honestly, yeah. Because that's kind of a big product to just sit there and waste when I could go exchange it for something I'd like. So we hopped in the car and we went, which also for me is a huge deal because typically I need like at least 24 hours like advance notice of like going anywhere just to like mentally process this and get used to the idea and accept the idea. Half the time scare myself out of the idea, but I mean, just I need time to get used to the idea and yeah. But this one, I did spur of the moment, and for me that is a big deal. Because I don't do anything spur of the moment if it involves leaving the house, but this time I did. And I'm proud of myself that I did. And it was so not a big deal. Like, I went there, I walked in, and I was thinking, oh, it's gonna be so problematic because I don't have the receipt or anything, even though I knew from online that you could do it without the receipt. And I was thinking, oh, it's probably only gonna cover, like, part of it because it's not one they currently sell anymore. Yeah, like, I was scaring myself out on so many things, was thinking, crap, I forgot my coupons at home, I should have brought coupons in case I need to, like, actually partially purchase one for what I'm gonna exchange it for. Yeah, I went up there, I said, hi, I want to exchange this, like, just really can't deal with the scent of it. They're like, oh, sure, you just want to, like, exchange it for the same product, just a different scent? I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I want to do. She's like, okay, go pick one out. I was like, that's it? She's like, yeah. Okay. And I went and browsed the store, and the grand majority of things out I either currently have or have had at some point in time. Was like, okay, let's go for something new while we're here, something I haven't bought before. I was looking at the new ones, and there was several that looked really, really interesting, and I was tempted, but then I was like, do I really want to take a gamble on something like that, where it might just be the same frickin' thing, where I buy it, get it home, use it, end up hating it, and have to come back again? Especially because apparently there is a limit to this. In any 90-day period, you can only exchange up to $250 worth of merchandise. After that, they cut you off, and they do track it, because they need a driver's license, which I don't have, but my sister did, so they did it to her driver's license, which, not a big deal. I think she herself has only ever exchanged one thing at Bath & Body Works. It was more than 90 days ago, so it doesn't even matter. But yeah, that. So, not a big deal. I went through. I was kind of eeny, meeny, miny, mine between a couple things. I ended up buying Beautiful Day in the foaming soap, because I don't think I've ever owned that in the foaming soap. I've had it in the lotion. I've had it in the body spray. I've had that as a shower gel, but I've never had it as a hand soap. I was like, you know what? Let's get that one. I know I adore that scent, so it's a safe bet. And look at that. The soap color itself is the same exact color as the one that I'm returning, so at least it may not have as cute a packaging as that one did, but it's the same color though, so it still matches my bathroom. And it's a scent I know I love, so there's that. So that was a pretty safe bet, but I was on the fence between that and a couple other ones that I hadn't tried before, but I was like, this time I'm gonna go with a safe bet. But still went up there, 100% free, just swapped it out. I was like, that was so easy. Oh my god, why didn't I do this years ago? Now I'm like, gosh, on some of the ones that are more meh, I might actually go do that with other ones in the future, just because now that I saw how easy that was, I'm like, okay, there's nothing scary about this, and it actually does work. You can, in fact, do this. It was one of those things I always worried for years that, like, you see it listed online, you hear about people doing it, but then you try it in real life and it doesn't work. I don't know why I was so skeptical of it, but I was. But they were really cool about it, so it worked. I have a great thing that I love now. And while Kimmy was there, she like picked up one of the French lavender and honey things and was like, "Oh my god, I love this scent." I was like, "Save your money. I accidentally have 2 of the lotion of that at home. You want one? I'll give you the spare, because I accidentally have it twice." Usually I'm really good at not accidentally double buying things, but yeah, I ended up with a dupe of that one, and she apparently didn't know I meant the full-sized one, so when I got home and I dug out the other one, she was like, "This is huge! Are you sure? Are you sure you don't want to keep it for you?" I was like, dude, right now I have so many of the Bath& Body Works lotions. You know what? I think I only need the one. I think right now the only other one that I have 2 of is the Get Happy one, which I very intentionally got 2 of, so other than that, I was like, but this one, I was like, yeah, I would much rather you use it and enjoy it than it just, like, sit on a shelf and potentially get forgotten about while I'm using all these other ones, and I have one that is open and being used of that exact scent already, you know? So, made her day, made this trip worthwhile for her, because otherwise I wouldn't have known she liked that scent. Yeah. Um, and she got a couple of those, like, car, air, what's the word I'm looking for? The things that you clip on the vents. Air fresheners. Why couldn't I think of air fresheners? It's a bit strong, so I mean, I appreciate that she waited till we got back home to install it, because that probably would have fucked with me. But yeah, she got 2 of those and a really cute little, like, rose gold clippy thing that they go in, which was pretty cute. So that was the thing. But yeah, I was just like, I'm proud of myself, and the whole time that we were at the mall to go do that, I didn't feel all super over the top anxious. I actually felt like ridiculously at ease there, which is kind of funny given that this was like middle of like rush hour traffic hour. So there was quite a few people there even. It's not like it was a deserted ghost town and that's why I was cool with it. No, there was actually quite a few people there and I was okay. Certain days I handled it better than others, and apparently today was one of those days. So, small victories. I'm proud of myself for managing to go out and do a thing. Baby steps, folks. Baby steps. I know, to you guys, you take things like this for granted because you don't struggle with this, but when you struggle with agoraphobia, things like that are usually so terrifying that just that initial getting out the front door is so terrifying that it's usually enough to put you off doing it all in the first place. By the time I can get in the car, about half the anxiety is usually gone right there because I have hit the point of, all right, I'm accepting it. This is happening. I'm going to the place and doing the thing of whatever it is. Certain things obviously are more anxiety provoking than others, but I'm actually surprised this one didn't freak me out more than it did, because I thought having to do a thing that I have never done there before was going to freak me out big time, and then it ended up not even being a big deal. So that was cool, and I got a good thing out of it, and the whole experience was nice. The staff there was super friendly, no problems. So I am happy to report on that, because I know I've gotten asked about that exact thing before, about the in-store exchange thing of people wanting to do it but not knowing exactly how it works. Now I can say with certainty exactly how it works because I've done it. I wouldn't make a regular thing of it because, again, there is the $250 merchandise limit for every 90-day period, and they do track it, but yeah, other than that, if you're not doing it all the time, apparently it's a really great program. So, anyways, I'm kind of done babbling for today, so I'm gonna leave it here. But yeah, so proud of myself, and it's not that often I can say that, so. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button. If you're not already and you'd like to be, click subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Leave comments down below. Make sure you're following my social media accounts. They're all listed down below. And if you like what I'm doing here on this channel and you'd like to help support it, the donation link, as always, is in the description. So anyway, guys, till next time, bye.